was a New Year's resolution this year to get a win?
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's as happy as you ever see Bill Belichick. There was actually a little bit of a smirk there. Not quite a smile, but a little smirk from Bill Belichick as the Patriots turned things around. They've had a rough stretch recently. It hadn't gone well. It goes well, and they are back in the 7th spot in the AFC after beating the Dolphins, who didn't have Tua Tagovailoa, lost Teddy Bridgewater during the game with what I'm told is believed to be a broken finger in his throwing hand, which means it'll be Skylar Thompson in Week 18 for the Dolphins at quarterback most likely. But the Patriots keep it alive. They control their path. Of course, they have to beat the Bills in Buffalo. We know how that went the last time the Patriots went to Buffalo, 47-17 in the playoffs last year. But the Patriots, they have all they could have asked for going into the week, an opportunity to get to the playoffs if they can close out the season with a victory, Myles.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting, too, to see how the Bills approach next week, right? Because a lot hinges on, the outcome of this game tonight between the Bengals and the Bills, and then the outcome of that first game of Week 18, which is going to be between the Raiders and the Chiefs. So, in theory, if the Bills win tonight and then the Chiefs lose that game to Jarrett Stidham's Raiders, then the Bills have already locked up the number 1 seed. If the Bills lose tonight and then the Chiefs win in that game, then, well, the Bills are going to be number 2 or number 3, right? So you may or may not get that same sort of juice from the Bills, depending on what happens. So I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see.
See, and there used to be in the NFL an obsession with ensuring that all the games that had tentacles connecting each other were happening at the same time in the final week of the season. All the games were played on Sunday, and they structured it. They handpicked it so, you wouldn't have the Chiefs game resolved before the Bills would be playing the Patriots to enhance the competitive integrity, to ensure that everyone is trying to win, that nothing is undermined, nothing is diluted. But, as always, the almighty dollar intervenes. The big Mamu takes over. Oh, we can get a little more money out of ESPN if we give them a couple of games on Saturday. Oh, well, so what if it undermines some of the games on Sunday? So what if the Chiefs win? Or the Chiefs lose, excuse me. I've screwed up the complete point here. If the Chiefs lose and the Bills aren't really trying to win and the Patriots win and they get in, and that keeps the Steelers from maybe sneaking in because the Bills have decided that they aren't playing as hard as they should. I think you're going to have a little bit of a if it ever gets posed this way to anyone in power, every team always tries to win every game no matter what. And we know what happens. We know teams are going to take advantage of an opportunity to rest starters if they can. Or maybe not go as hard if they don't have to. It's just reality. It's human nature. So that's unfortunate if it comes down to it, because I don't want the Patriots to get in because they beat a Bills team that doesn't trot out their best players and doesn't give their best effort to try to win the game.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. But, it also is sort of the reality of what the schedule is at this point. And frankly, even if the Patriots win and they happen to be the 7th seed, whether they go to at Chiefs or at Bengals or at Bills, I think either one of those teams is going to beat the brakes off of them.
Well, that's right. But if any team is going to give you a potential issue in the postseason, it's a team that's got the coaching equivalent of Tom Brady, a guy who's been there and done that over and over and over again and isn't going to freak out under the single elimination pressure of a playoff game.
On
and
defense,
again, remember last year.
Really?
Last year they went to Buffalo and lost 47-17, even with that defense. So look, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak in New England. And the coaching this year hasn't been as good. We just assume it's always going to be buttoned up and everything's going to be great. And what did we see against the Raiders a couple of weeks ago in a loss that they should have won, where this week wouldn't even matter? They'd already be locked in if they wouldn't have blown that game. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.